Okay, can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. It should be binaural today, guys. ASMR time. Let's see. Okay. Hello. Okay, so... Oh yeah, I have the app on my phone, actually. How much battery? Okay, 63. Okay, that could probably last. Let me put it on, like, low battery. Even though that's not really that low, but it likes to drain fast. Okay, so give me one moment to figure out my login. Wait, did it remember my login? Okay, how's everybody doing today? Hello? It's good to see you. Binaural microphone. Okay, so what is my password to this J Novel Club so I can read the book? Let's see. Did I save? There it is. Okay. J Novel. Okay, so what is it? Oh god, that's like a long one. Okay. Also, I'll have to adjust the settings for ASMR. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, let me do the settings I usually use for ASMR, like this, kinda. Okay, there we go. And then the limiter. Ba 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 ba. Let's see. Ba 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 ba. I'm trying to see how loud it can go. Ba 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 ba. Okay, because it's not that loud. Ba 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 ba. Okay, that's the limit. And what about this? Okay, that might be good. It's like right below the red line. Whoa, red line. Anyway, good movie if you haven't seen Red Line. Sorry if I'm a little low energy today. I didn't want to read today, so I hope that matches the vibe for ASMR. Also, I can turn on the music too. Here, let me find some relaxing music today. I'll talk to you guys for a little bit before we start. I mean, that music is pretty relaxing, but... let's see... Or maybe we should get in the medieval festivities. What does this music sound like? I can't hear it. Hold on. Hello everybody. Hello. Sorry it took so long to start. The YouTube, I guess I made that YouTube link a really long time ago because it just is broken. It won't start stream, so I just had to make a new one. There's also this, but yeah, I'm going to be rereading all the last, I guess, 6 chapters because it's been so long and I feel like I could probably get through it quicker this time. Maybe I'll try my best. It's been a while since I read, so if I mess up a lot, we're just gonna go with it, and then when chapter 7 comes up, I'll start like logging in, I guess. But I can like give you guys a rundown after I get through the first 6 chapters of volume 1. It's pretty simple. Yeah, I think chapter 1 pretty much like explains everything. But there's all these little details later on once they start getting involved with the Merchants Guild, and that's where... Yeah, I think this is the one that has really calming music. Okay, so how are you guys doing today? Should I switch to reading? And they have a category now. 2 years ago when I was reading, I don't think they had a reading category. But now they do. Okay, you probably just heard my stomach growl, sorry. Yeah, I would have started earlier, but all my stuff was not charged. I actually might hop in VR after we read a few chapters. I was thinking about it, and I was gonna test out I was gonna test out reading in VR and see how that goes, because that was my original plan for this stream back in like September or something. But I was like, that sounds like a crazy idea. But honestly, I can read pretty well. There's a lot of cute like library worlds we can go to, so it adds to the vibe, you know. Sorry if you hear like bone cracking. I didn't really stretch very much these past few days. Okay. Let's see if I can find a glasses right. I thought I had like a whole box. Unless I already used those. Thought I did. One moment. Aha, I found it. My many glasses wipes. Okay. I'll just put that behind my monitor so I'm ready for next time. And also thank you for the follows. Okay, well, I guess I'll talk normally now. I mean, I don't really have to whisper yet. Also my internet's struggling right now, so... Which is, I guess it is like... It's closer to 11 than it is to like 9 in the evening. Right now. I'm also gonna put my fan near me, because it's kind of hot right now. Hold on. Let me put the noise suppression on. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's better. Temporarily, I'm gonna keep it on. I don't know if it's like... Oh, it's probably the heat's probably on. It's probably very cold outside. And then the heat's on, because I'm like, it's starting to feel like summer levels of temperature, but I don't even think it's that cold out right now. Let's see. It's like 57 degrees. I assume as I go on stream, it'll get better, because the later it is, or earlier it is, the better my internet is. So, fingers crossed, it'll stay on. Okay, there we go. So now I can see the fingerprints on my on my lenses. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way now. Okay. Yeah, so this series is pretty cool. The anime is pretty good if you ever watch the anime. Also thank you for the hype train. I didn't even realize there was a hype train. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. It's called Ascendance of a Bookworm, or I'll Stop at Nothing to Something Something. I forgot what it... There's like a few titles, but I think that's like... I'll Stop at Nothing to Be a Librarian, I think is like another... Look at it. The shortened version, which is very true. She literally will stop at nothing. Fingers crossed. Every time I like hope dearly that a show gets like a season 2 or like more seasons, it happens. Kind of like with 86. I watched it last year, and then like a month or two later, I was like, whoa. Season 2 is in the works. I can't remember any other series where I was like, I think Blue Exorcist and a few other shows, but honestly, Blue Exorcist, whenever they finally continue the actual main story, it'll be great. I think there's like 3 whole seasons of stuff that takes place in season 1 or something like that, which is fine. Yeah, so that's today. Yeah. And tomorrow we have, let's see, what's planned for tomorrow? Also, thank you. Here, let me look through all the stuff. 1 second. Thank you. Ew, is that what I sound like? Okay, well, anyway. Ew. Okay. Oh god, I'm muting that. Okay, there we go. Alright. My sweet little baby boy, thank you for the tier 1. Thank you. And Emil, thank you. Thank you for 36 months. And I hope you're doing alright. Hello. Welcome back. I just watched... Ooh. Oh. Also Sketch, thank you for 4 months. I think I need to blow my nose. And then, Shozora, thank you for 6 months. And Trip, thank you for 29 months. thank you for 30 months. And then Garoken, thank you for 27 months. Thank you. And then Skull, thank you for 34 months. And also thank you everyone for the hype trade. Then Luke, I'm doing pretty good tonight. Pretty good, pretty good. You're doing alright, Luke. And let's see, 15 months. Thank you, Casual. Thank you. And 4 months. Sis, thank you for 4 months. Thank you. Uh-oh. Someone's slacking off a little bit. Or maybe not qualified. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Also, do you guys have water? I have water nearby. Yeah. I'm glad other than that, it's pretty good. I like how I complained it was hot and then now I'm gonna put on a jacket. Anyway, it's fine. For a meal. Oh god. Is Siri? I think my phone, I just like triggered my phone. Okay, there we go. And Waka solo. Now my legs are cold. What? Okay, anyway. I give up. Just be warm and cold all day. I do have one nearby. I feel like it's gonna get too hot. Okay, there we go, sorry. Okay. Also, hello Braska, hello Omni, hello Trip. Hello. Can I see the YouTube chat? Oh wait, it's still stuck on the old stream. 1 second, guys. Hello everyone on YouTube. Let me fix that. Ooh. Why isn't it working? Is it working for you guys? Also Mario and Despair. Also Despair, thank you for becoming, I think, my first membership on YouTube on my other channel. That's crazy. Like, you don't, guys, you don't have to subscribe. I know I have like 50 channels. Please don't. Just, it's okay. Not at all is fine too, but I appreciate it. I reached partner on that channel recently, so I was like, oh, you know, might as well. That's the only way you can really get emotes on there. But yeah, just to just the preface, you don't have to. Oh yeah, I guess that one doesn't have those. I don't even know I actually have ad. I don't even. It reached partner, but I don't think it has anything. I think the most it can do is like the super comments. I think it's what it's called. Like, it's kind of like a super chat, but after it's over, I guess. Or like if the video is just a normal video, not a stream. Okay, does that? Do you guys see that? Okay. Let me like blink a lot. Maybe I need a break. Blink, 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 blink. Okay. There we go. But yeah, reading's good for your brain, you know, so I've heard. You know, visual novels count too. Comics technically count, manga, graphic novels, you know. Reading's good. So there's actually one, if I ever do read manga, is it allowed? I don't even know, but there's one that I recently found. It's like an artist's collection of stories in one book, and I used to love it. It came out in 2011. Like, I feel so old, but I found it on Amazon recently, and I was gonna get the physical copy, but then I was like, maybe I should just get the Amazon reading one because it's cheaper, and yeah, I'll be able to show you guys that. Mango. Mangoes. Yeah, so it's a very cool collection of stories. I actually I remember a long time ago I referenced this book, and I didn't know what their name was called, so I started like typing into like Google, and I'm like, I typed in like the most like faintest memory of what I could remember, because I tried to type out like the synopsis, and there was like 50 books like it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess that scenario is not that unique. But I thought this one was really nice, so I finally found the book title, and I'll share it with you guys sometime. I don't know if I'm gonna get bonged, but yeah, it is like, how many years is that? 12. It's a bit of an old book, I would say, but nonetheless, if you like the book, let's support the creator. I'm sure they have like a Twitter or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, or maybe I'll let's see. Except reading social media. I don't know. Yeah, I guess reading articles could technically be like reading social media. That's possibly good, but I don't know. Okay, there we go. Sorry, my phone was falling off. Okay, so yeah, that's the plan for today. Tomorrow, wait, what was I saying about tomorrow? If all things line up tomorrow, I will also be playing Sushi Bed, finally. I was planning on doing that like last month, but it didn't really work out. So yeah. That's a VR game. I don't really know what it's about fully, but I imagine it's about a guy named Ben who's a sushi chef. That is my biggest guess. Based off of the trailer. So. No. Sushi chef. Why is it so hard to say? That's like a tongue of it. Sushi chef. There we go. Wow. Ugh. Sushi chef. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. No. Also sleep well. Oh no. This should be a safe stream to sleep to. I don't think I'll be like really loud. I definitely am not like fully whispering. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Shall we stream in a small category or... Okay, I don't know why I'm doing that way, sorry. Should it be... I guess I could try the reading. I don't think this is really ASMR, truly. And do you guys want the music in the background when I'm reading? Or, I feel like it'd be kind of cool. Bish. Wait, where's the reading category? Is it gone? Did they get rid of it? Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, really? It had a short run. Okay. Okay, so I'm officially, I think I'm like sort of almost ready. I'll give it like 3 more minutes to psych myself up, if that makes sense. Oh, is it a bit loud? Okay, I can turn it down. Okay. I thought it was louder than the music. Oh, did my phone just like disconnect? Oh no. Or is it overheating? I don't even know where... I used to have like these little phone fans. I don't know. Is that it? What is that? Oh. Wait, is that... Oh, they're right here. Okay. Right, let me stick this phone fan on my phone so it doesn't like explode. There we go. Whap, whap, whap. I love Caesar King. She's my wallpaper. Oh god, what is that? Why is it why does my phone do that when it's sideways? What is that? Oh my god, stop. I don't want to see my photo gallery. That's weird. All the weird shit I save on my phone. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Is it on? Oh yeah, the phone fan's on. Okay, there we go. That's kind of cool. I totally forgot I had that. And it kind of keeps it in place too, so that's way better. Okay. Oh no, my internet connection. I wonder if it will stay on. Maybe it's just not that great today. Plink, plink, plink. Plink, plink, plink. Okay, so yeah, Ascendance of a Bookworm. I might even rewatch it. You ever like I don't know how to describe it. If it's been a long time since you've seen something, I think rewatching it is like a step down from the first time watching it. It's like, it's just almost perfect. Because the brain rot and memory loss has settled in enough to where it's like exciting again. I have forgotten a lot of what happens in the anime, but I know the book is definitely further along. Yeah. But yeah. Let me get up close. Oh, well, yeah. Up close. Also, thank you. Thank you for 14 months. Ooh, it actually shows up in chat. I can read chat. That's good. Thank you. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh my, what? Okay. There we go. I actually have like a reading hand thingy, and it's, if you can guess what Genshin character it's based off of, I'll actually be surprised. Is it Genshin? It was based off of a Genshin character once. It was on Twitter. There's so much stuff in here. Pin to model. There we go. Look how dainty and cute my hands and nails are. Okay, there we go. Let me move my big forehead out of the frame. Do I have my wings out still? Oh god, wait, right. I have 2 arms, okay, I promise. Only 2. Do I do like that book boob thing? You remember that like thing from last year? That boob. What? That sounds like the what the fuck is a book boob? Okay, anyway, but yeah. Okay, anyway, I'll stop. Sorry. Has anyone guessed what character it's? Oh, Klee is a good guess, actually. Wow, that actually kind of does look like Klee, but it is not Klee though. I'm trying to get it to not jiggle. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah. How do I get it to not, like, jiggle a lot? Okay. Okay, there we go. But yeah, that is, what we will do today. I don't know why my mouth isn't moving sometimes. Ooh, I have some aloe vera juice. Hold on. I don't know why I said it like that, sorry. We have some water and aloe vera. Delicious. Okay. Sorry if I sound like I'm like I'm shaking my leg. I'm jittering. I don't know if I'm like ready to read yet, but that's okay. That is okay. Sometimes you're never ready to read. Oh yeah, I can turn off the noise reduction. Unless, does it sound good? It actually sounds, hold on. Noise reduction. Noise reduction. It kind of clips out a little bit, but not like as much as I thought it would. Wonder how am I? I don't know. I feel like these days 50 Shades of Grey is very mild. we should read In My Swamp or whatever, you know, by GM Fairy. In my swamp. Okay, there we go. I was recalibrating. I had to like mog for like 2 seconds. Okay. In my swamp. That's what the book. I think that's what the book is called. Something like that. In my swamp. Hide in my swamp. I don't know. In me swamp. Okay, but anyway, yes. Yes. Do you have a whole collection? I'm trying to think. Wait, let me look in the writing and reading category before I, like, proceed. So what goes on there? Oh, okay, people are reading. Wow. Okay, dope. Okay. Oops. I don't know. You ever like look at a category and like sometimes it's not even related to what's going on. Sometimes you never know. But yeah. I went down the rabbit hole of like fixing all my avatars today. Because on stream I noticed so many issues with them, and those are the ones I made in the beginning of January, so I was like, oh my god, they're so ugly. And I fixed like half of them, or I fixed all of them, I just haven't uploaded all of them because my internet sucks. But yeah. So now I can toggle the cherries out of my mouth, which is a crazy sentence to say out loud, but that's, if you were there, you were there, you know. And a few other things. There was like a glitch with the shadow on the hair on the one of the outfits, so I think I fixed that, and I still haven't figured out. There's like a braid behind my ear in the avatar, and it's really long and it clips through my body, and I tried to make something that will stop it from clipping. I don't know why it's not working. Oh my god, I never thought about it. I don't think I put a radius on it. Anyway, I'll probably fix that another time. So yeah, now the hair won't clip through my body and it won't look weird. Ew. Yes. And also Suze, thank you for 4 months. I think I already said that earlier. Sorry. And Forte, thank you for 14 months from Forte. And also thank you for the follows. It says my bitrate's good. I don't know what's going on at the corner of my screen, but it says it's not doing so good. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh, right. Oh god, right, the password. Okay, that was what I was doing originally. To get the password on my phone, because there's a mobile app. I think that'd be so much easier if I read. It would be so much easier if I read from my phone. And so that is what I'm going to try to do. But me from 2 years ago decided to make the most like final boss of passwords, so dude, I still have a lot of coins on here. I think I remember back then I bought enough to get the whole series, but I was gonna... So it's weird with this website, you rent the chapters, so you don't like... You can just full on buy it, but I think it's more expensive. So you like give amount of coins and then you get the book for like 3 days or 72 hours. So that was the challenge of like, I would buy a chapter of the book and I would have to, or like, I guess it's in parts, less than chapters. And they were like, okay, I have 72 hours to complete this. There's been like so many times I missed the time. Although the cool thing is, if you've already rented the chapter, it's cheaper the second time. So it's like, okay, thank goodness. I don't have to pay full price every time. So yeah, that's how that website works. So you don't have to pay like full price for like a whole series. You can kind of like, I think it was less than $9. I think it was like less. It was between $9 or $25, which is like a typical like subscription to like a lot of these, they put like things that give you a whole gallery of stuff to consume, you know? So it's pretty good, pretty good. So let's hope. I think I definitely know I'm going to get through chapter 1 today. So we're going to just start with chapter 1. I won't like preemptively buy or run each chapter out. Oh, whoops, until I'm sure I will read it. But yeah, the goal, oh my god, the goal for at least these next 2 weeks is to just be done with volume 1 and then move to volume 2. So that is my intent. So I figured it out. So weird. So it's called part 1, volume 1, but then the chapters are also called parts. So there's 8 parts to part 1, volume 1. Then there's part 1, volume 2, part 1, volume 3. Then there's part 2, volume 1. So it's like, I think I'll just call it chapters. And I'll just call this like book 1, volume 1, I think. Then book 1, volume 2, book 1, volume 3. And that, you know, like that. So I think I'll, as time goes on, I'll do it like that. So it makes more sense. If you guys are following along. I think some people might just want it for the relaxation, but if you actually do want to follow along or get the full story, excuse me. And I'll also let you guys know roughly where the anime ends in this as I'm reading it, because the anime is only, I think, 2 seasons, 40 episodes. It ends pretty early, I'd imagine, in the actual book series, so it probably stops by like part 2, volume 2. Maybe by part 3. At some point it kind of like stops. I watched the anime and I'm reading the book currently. Yeah. I never read the manga. I think there's like a manga and there's a book too. I never read that because I also think the manga is not as caught up. Ooh, there's even more. Ascendance of a Bookworm fan book. Ascendance of a Bookworm Royal Academy stories. And then interesting. I think there's like spin-offs, I think. A fan book. I wonder what a fan book is. Q&A sessions, design sheets, manga, panels, short stories, pages of cover art in color. Ew, okay. Well, maybe at some point we'll look at that. Okay. So part 1. Wait, wait, huh? Wait, I can just read part 1? Is part 1 free? Wait, huh? Oh, maybe once I buy it, it's mine? I'm so confused unless they're giving me this chapter for free. Oh, you know, I won't complain. Okay. So we'll read the prologue that will kind of like give you the synopsis of what's happening. Okay, so I think I'm officially switching over to reading, so I'll change the category. Okay, so all right, let me put up my phone. Okay, so where do library's empty? What? How do I save something? Oh, there we go, search. How do I spell that? S see. Ascendance. Oh my god, I can't type. Oh wait, did I just clear out what I was typing with? Okay, so there we go. Oh, I'm following. I guess I never favorited it. I'm so confused. Is there a difference between following and favorite? Okay, oh. Oh wait, I like the app. It really... Oh, so yeah, chapter 1 is free. So it does show you your progress in each chapter. I see. So I completed 3, 4, 5, 6 pretty well. And now I'm gonna restart. Right. Okay, so that's what I'll do. Let's see if there's any reading settings. So my eyesight is so good. Oh my god. And you can choose the font too. Oh my god, is this the settings I had originally? Oh my god, the font's a little too big. I think that was before I had glasses, actually. That's so funny. Jeez. Blind as a bat. Okay, I'm turning that down a little bit. Oh wait, whoops. I did not mean to go back to the second chapter. Okay, so animations, toggle page transitions and animations. Screen on. Keep screen on while reading. Margins? What is that? Page control regions. Reverse. Manga reading. Analytics and usage tracking. Okay. And then theme. Okay. Prologue. Also, let me know if I need to turn down the music a little bit. Okay. Prologue. Hirano Mototsu loves books. Psychology, religion, history, geography. Oh my god, geography. Okay. Education. Anthropology, math, physics, geology. Wow. Chemistry, biology, art, language, fiction. Books were filled with knowledge of all humanity, and she loved them from the bottom of her heart. She felt rewarded whenever she read a book packed with facts and trivia new to her, looking upon worlds unbeknownst to her through maps and pictures. Anthologies made her feel the intoxicating bliss of her world expanding. She was even interested in old tales and myths from foreign countries, as she felt like they gave her a glimpse into different cultures of ages long past. They were rich with history, and she couldn't count on how many hours she had lost in unraveling their mysteries. Yurno loved the distinctive scent of old books packed into the storeroom of the library. And even the dusty air enticed her so much that she would always head straight for the back room. The back rooms? Sorry. The back rooms of whichever library she visited. She would slowly fill her lungs with the old musty smell and look over at the aged books, feeling elated from that alone. Of course, she always loved the smell of new paper and ink. She had fun just wondering about what would be written on those pages, and what new information awaited her. Above all, Yurno just didn't feel right when her eyes aren't scanning the lines of a book. In order to survive, she always kept a book close in hand, whether she was taking a bath, using the bathroom, or even just walking around. She had lived this way from childhood to her college graduation. clinging to books with such fervor that everyone knew Urano called her that weird bookworm. Wow, what a lovely name. They said that she loved books so much that it was damaging her life. But Urano didn't care. No matter how much they said, she had books and that was enough to make her happy. A large truck passed in front of the classic isekai trope, you know. No thanks. A large truck passed in front of Urano, spewing the smell of exhaust behind it. A warm wind flew past her and rustling her bangs, but she paid them no mind. All she cared about was hurriedly holding down the pages of her book before they flipped and lost her place. Urano, come on, that's dangerous. Stay close to me. Urano pushed her glasses and gave a lazy response. Focusing more on the words in front of her, she noticed that her rustled hair was getting in the way and quickly brushed it aside. An exasperated sigh drifted into her ears and she felt like someone pull her arm. A little hard, her brows frowned. Frowned? I don't know what that word is. Oh god, I remember last time I was reading this, I was looking up a lot of words. Oh my god, learning time. Okay. F-U-R-R-O. What does this mean? Covered in long, narrow trenches. Furrowed. Okay, there we go. That's it. Okay. Her brows furrowed. Shh, that hurts. Oh, that's a shh. Shoot, that hurts. Complain all you want. A little pain is a lot better than getting hit by a truck and dying, yeah? That's true. I wouldn't want to die from anything but an avalanche of books. Interesting. Interesting she says that. Urano wanted to live her entire life surrounded by books. If possible, she wanted to spend her whole life inside a book storeroom where there's no sun to damage the pages, but just enough airflow to keep things comfortable. Time not spent reading books was time wasted. Even if people said her skin was okay, whoa, okay, the insults. Even if people said her skin was gross and pale and laughed at her for being weak due to lack of exercise, even if her mom yelled at her for forgetting to eat, she had no intention of ever letting go of her books. If she had to die somehow, she may as well die getting crushed by an avalanche of books. Wow, they're really honing in on the avalanche of books here. That'll make her a lot happier than a slow death in hospital bed. Urano certainly believed that I'm always telling you not to read while you walk. If I weren't here, you definitely would have walked straight into the road and died in no time. How about that? How about a little thank you? But I say it all the time. I'm so thankful. That doesn't sound too sincere to me. I am. It's thanks to you that I can read books while doing chores, too. But even if I die, I'd ask God to reincarnate me so I can keep reading books in my next life. Isn't that smart? Ha 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 ha. Life ain't that convenient, moron. Their conversation continued until they reached Urano's house. She entered with her rather than going into his own house next door. As they were childhood friends and went to the same daycare, they had been raised like siblings practically since birth. He always referred to Urano's place as home, and nobody questioned that. Mom, here's what you wanted. I'll be in the book room. Call me whenever dinner's ready. Right, right. What about you, Shu? Is your mother planning on making anything? No, I'm eating here tonight. She's got work. You know, I'm borrowing your TV to play some games. Uh-huh, go ahead. Irina raised her voice so Shu could hear her as she headed straight to the book storage room, left behind by her father, who had died when she was young. She opened the door and turned on the lights. The book room had a window for ventilation purposes, but it was tightly covered by a thick light blocking curtain to protect the books from sunlight. There were bookcases packed with books on all sides and a desk with huge stacks of books on top of it. As Urano had bought so many books that the shelves couldn't hold them all. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it explains it yet, but it might. Urano smoothly sat onto the desk chair without looking up from her book. She kept on reading. Suddenly her vision shook. She concluded that an earthquake was happening and kept on reading as always. The shaking was harder than usual, which made it difficult for her to read. Her brows furrowed and she looked up, frustrated at the earthquake, only to see books dominating her vision. Books tumbled from the tilted shelf and rained down onto her. Unable to dodge them, Urano could only stare with her eyes wide open as she was buried beneath them. Wow, the avalanche of books happened. So she died. Yay. I mean, no, I thought, yay. Oh no. How tragic. So there you go. That is the prologue. That is how she gets into her little isekai situation. Okay. Water break. Okay, so we'll be on the very first chapter now for this. Okay. Should I whisper for this one? A little ASMR. An ASMR reading. Okay. Actually, I might just take an allergy medicine. There we go. Hopefully that'll get rid of my sniffling. I don't know how fast it works, but okay. Okay. Don't you just love it when you can chew your drink? I love that. Yummy. It sounds weird, but Ah, there's a lot of drinks you can chew. Okay. Here, I'll blow my nose. Okay. Also, let me make a playlist real quick, because, I actually thought I had one. The music's about to end. Okay, so then this one's the third one, and then where's the second one? There we go. Okay, so let me add these to the playlist. So save to. Oh wait, which one is this one? Oh right, I put the playlist on my other account. Ew, that's annoying. Okay, well, I'll just copy the links. Okay, intermission. Give me one moment. And there's 3 and then 2. Wait, is it? Am I crazy? Let me see. Where's this playlist? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, so save. Stream music fantasy. There we go. Okay, there we go. I think there was one more that's like very instrumental. Oh yeah, I could probably turn off my fan now and then turn off the noise suppression. But now you'll hear my clicking. Yeah, where is the other one? Unless it's just gone. Latest. Oh, I found it. I think there might actually be something wrong with Google Chrome. It might not even be a me issue or my internet. Stuff just won't load, but in my other browser it works completely fine. Okay, there we go. So how do I interact? Scroll to playlist, full playlist, and then there we go. Or we can start with this one too. This one's I used to listen to this one a lot on stream. It has very near-esque sounding music is the best way to describe it, but I don't think it's at that song yet. Okay. Let me know if the music is too loud. Okay. A new life. It's so hot, it hurts. I hate this. A child's voice cried out directly into my head, filled with pain and suffering. Well, what do you want me to do about that? I had no idea what to do, and over time, my voice grew increasingly quiet. The moment I realized I couldn't hear the child's voice anymore, the bubble-esque thing that had been encapsulating me disappeared with a burst. And I felt my consciousness slowly rising up. At the same time, I felt a hot fever and pain spreading throughout my body, as if I had been afflicted with influenza. I nodded and agreed with the child. This certainly is hot, and it certainly does hurt. I hate it too. But the child's voice didn't reply. It was so hot, I tried moving around to find a colder spot in the bed. Maybe due to the fever, I couldn't move my body like I wanted to. But I struggled on regardless. And in the process of wiggling my body, I heard the sound of something like paper and grass rubbing together beneath me. What's that noise? My throat shouldn't have been sore due to the fever, but a childish and high-pitched voice came out of my mouth. It was clearly not my own voice, and it sounded just like the child's voice that I'd heard in my head a second ago. I wanted to keep sleeping since the fever was making me feel sluggish, but I couldn't ignore the fact that I was in an unfamiliar bed and that my voice wasn't my own. So I slowly lifted my heavy eyelids. My fever must have been enormous, as my eyes were wet and my vision twisted. Thankfully, though, my tears were apparently serving as makeshift lenses, as I could see far further than I usually could without my glasses. What? For some reason, I could see a small, unhealthy-looking hand of a child stretched out in front of me. Weird. My hand should be a lot bigger than this. I have the hands of an adult, not a small, malnourished child. I could move the child's hand like my own, clenching and opening it. This body that I could move at all was not my own. The sheer shock of that revelation made my mouth dry up. What's happening? Making sure to keep my tears from dripping out of my wet eyes, I moved my gaze around while keeping my head still. It didn't take long to notice that I wasn't in my own bedroom. I wasn't in my own room. The bed beneath me was hard and lacked a mattress. It was using cushions made from something prickly and rough instead. The dirty blanket thrown over me had a weird smell, and my whole body was itchy as if it were infested with fleas or bed bugs. Ew. The medieval times. Gross. Hold on, wait, where am I? My last memory was getting crushed by an avalanche of books, and it wasn't likely I had been rescued in the nick of time. At the very least, I was sure no hospital in Japan would treat patients on such a... Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry, my alarm went off. Usually I stream at around this time. Okay. I definitely died, right? All signs pointed to yes. I had died being crushed by books. That earthquake was at best 3 or 4 on the Richter scale. It wasn't the kind of earthquake that killed people, so my death had definitely ended up on the news, something like a college girl nearing graduation was crushed to death by books in her own home. That's so embarrassing. I died twice that day, once physically and once socially. I felt so embarrassed that I tried rolling around on the bed, but out of fear for my heavy and pained head, I decided to double facepalm and said, she's kind of handling this pretty well. If I like got like crushed by an avalanche of books and then woke up in a sickly child's body, I'd be like losing my mind. So she's handling it pretty well. Let's see, where did I leave off? I mean, okay, I definitely joked about it. I definitely thought about that. If I was going to die, I may as well die getting crushed by books. It honestly did think it would be better than dying a slow death on a hospital bed, but this this was all wrong. I had dreamed of a happy death at the end of a life surrounded by books. I honestly didn't expect an earthquake to happen and crush me to death so soon. This is awful. I just gotten hired too. Oh, my sweet college library. In this troubled age of high unemployment, I had just managed to land a job in a college library. Through guts and determination to fulfill my dream of a happy life surrounded by books, I passed all the necessary tests and interviews and finally secured victory. This job would involve... Oh, what did I just pressed something and it disappeared? What? What did it just do? Oh, is that like the reading style? So I can like flip a page, or I can just keep scrolling endlessly. Wait, so how do I get back to where I was? So I just had managed to land a job at a college library through the guts and determination to fulfill my dream of a happy life surrounded by books. I passed all the necessary tests and interviews and finally secured the victory. This job would involve spending more time around books than any other, and the library even had plenty of old books and documents. So let me close the app and open it back up because I think it's being weird right now. I don't know what I did. Is it going to open up back to where it was? It doesn't open up where I left off. Oh wait, there it goes. Okay. And then there we go. Okay. Is there any way to... Okay. Let's see. So, let me reread that. This job would involve spending far more time around books than any other. And the library even had plenty of old books and documents. My mom, who worried more about me than anyone else, even started crying after hearing the news. That's wonderful, Urano. You can finally you've actually found a respectable, good job. I'm so proud of you, she said, tears dripping out of her eyes. And days after that, I just up and die. My mind drifted to thoughts of how my mother must have cried after learning of my death. The mother I'd never meet again, would definitely be mad. I could say with confidence that at some point she screamed, "How many times did I tell you to get rid of some of those books? I'm so sorry, Mom." I lifted up a heavy, sluggish hand to wipe away my tears. With great effort, I slowly lifted my head and sat my burning hot body up before looking around the room to obtain as much information as possible, paying no heed to my hair sticking to my sweaty neck. The room had only a few dressers for storing things and 2 tables, apparently beds, each covered with filthy blankets. Sadly, there's no bookshelf in sight. I don't see any books. Maybe this is just a nightmare. A death nightmare. If a god had granted my wish and reincarnated me, there should have been books nearby. My wish was to keep reading books after being reborn, after all. While thinking things through my feverish, foggy head, I stared at a spider's nest hanging off the dark, soot-stained ceiling. Soon, however, the door opened and a woman came in. Perhaps she heard me moving, or perhaps she heard me talking to myself. But either way, she was a beautiful woman with a triangular bandana tied to her head, who looked to be in her upper 20s. She had a lovely face, but she was dirty, so dirty that I would assume she was homeless if I saw her in the streets. I don't know who this woman is, but she really should wash her face. She kept and keep herself clean. She's wasting her good looks. Mine, profanities. I don't know what it says, but it's cursing. The moment I heard the woman's incomprehensible speech, a mental dam burst, and memories that were unfamiliar yet not my own came rushing through. In a span of a few blinks, the accumulated years of memories belonging to the girl named Mine had crashed through my brain like a flood, and beat against my brain, causing me to reflexively clasp my head in horror. Mine, are you okay? No, I'm not mine. I wanted to protest, but I couldn't. I was overwhelmed by the indescribable sensation of this strange, dirty, and these weak, small hands becoming familiar to me. I got goosebumps as the language I previously could not understand became fully comprehensible. The huge flood of information sent me into panic, and everything I could see before me screamed one thing: you're not Urano anymore. You're mine. Mine? Mine? The woman called out to me, worried, but to me she was just a stranger. Or she should have been, but for some reason I felt like I knew her. Even felt like I loved her. The love felt gross and alien. It wasn't my own. I couldn't yet manage to whoops, I almost dropped my phone. Obediently accept the woman in front of me as my mother. As my repulsion and love ground against each other, the woman kept calling out my name. Mine. Wait. Mom. When I looked up at this strange woman I've never met before, I called her Mom, and I ceased being Urano and became mine. Are you okay? You look like you're having a headache. You look like you have a headache. I instinctively didn't want to touch my mom. She, who existed in my memories yet, was someone I didn't know. So I just fell back onto the stinky bed to avoid her outreached hand. I then shut my eyes to fully shut off all visual stimulation. My head still hurts. I want to sleep. Okay, rest well, dear. I waited for Mom to leave the bedroom and got to work trying to grasp my situation. My head was messed up from the fever, but I wouldn't be able to sleep peacefully while panicked like I was. I had no idea how things had ended up this way. But it was more important to think of what to do next rather than get stuck on the past. Knowing how this happened couldn't change the fact that I had to do something. If I didn't use mind's memories to fully understand my surroundings, my family would quickly get suspicious. I began to slowly digest mind's many memories. I tried thinking as far back as I could, but her memories were those of a very young girl with a weak grasp on language. She didn't clearly understand everything Mom and Dad said, so there was a lot she didn't know. My vocabulary was so lacking that over half of these memories were meaningless. Oh gosh, what do I do? From the visuals of her memories, I determined a few things. One, my family consisted of 4 people: my mom, Eva, my older sister, Tuli, and my dad, Gunther. It seemed like Dad was working as a soldier or something. The most shocking thing of all, however, was that this world was not my own. My memories of my bandana-wearing mom showed that she had light green hair, a color best described as jade. It wasn't an unnaturally dyed green either. She really had green hair. Green so realistic I wanted to pull her hair and make sure it wasn't a wig. By the way, Tuli had green hair and Dad had blue hair. My own hair was dark blue. I didn't know whether I would be happy my hair was close to black as I was used to, or said that it wasn't actually black. There were apparently no mirrors in this residence, something like an apartment located on an upper floor of a tall building, so no matter how much I explored my memories, I couldn't find any details on my appearance beyond that. If I were to guess, imagine not knowing what you look like. That's so interesting. Unless you look into water, like a water's reflection. Excuse me. Okay. If I were to guess beyond how if I were to guess based on how good my parents in Thule looked, I probably didn't look half bad myself. Through my appearance, I had no relevance to me as long as I could read books, so I wasn't that worried about it. I didn't look that amazing as you are now. After all, I could live without being cute. Really, I just want to read books. I feel like my fever would vanish if I had a book in hand. I can survive anywhere as long as I've got books. I'll endure anything. So please, books, let me have books. I placed a finger on my chin and began searching my memory for books. Let's see. I wonder where they're hiding all the books in this place. Mine, are you awake? As if intentionally interrupting my thoughts, a young girl that looked about 7 years old stepped lightly into my room. It was Thule, my older sister. Her green hair tied into a slightly misshapen braid was so dry I could immediately tell she wasn't washing it at all. Just like Mom, I wish she would wash her face. She was also wasting her good looks. The reason I thought that was probably due to my upbringing in Japan, a country so fixated on cleanliness that other countries considered us to be obsessive. But I couldn't care about that. There were more important things in the world right now, and right now there was one thing I needed to prioritize above everything else. Thule, would you bring me a book? My sister was old enough to know how to read, so surely there were at least a dozen picture books lying around. I could still read despite being sick and bedridden. It's a miracle I got reborn like this, since I care more about reading books of this world than anything else. Unfortunately, Thule just looked at me in confusion, despite my sweet smile. Huh? What's a book? You don't know? There are things with letters and stuff written on them. Some have illustrations too. Mine, what are you even saying? Can you talk properly? I'm telling you, a book. I want a picture book. What is that? I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, words that weren't in mine's memories ended up coming out as Japanese, so Tilly just took her head and tilted her head in confusion no matter how hard I tried to explain what I wanted. Ah, jeez. Do your job, auto-translator. Why are you mad, Mine? I'm not mad. My head just hurts. Looks like my first job will be to pay attention to everything people say and try to learn as many new words as possible. with mine's youthful brain and my 22-year-old graduate wits and knowledge, learning this language should be a piece of cake. I hope it'll be cake. Even when I was Urano, I worked hard with a dictionary in hand to understand foreign books. If I thought of learning this world's language as a means to read books here, I wouldn't mind the effort at all. My love and passion for books was so great that it pushed people away from me. You're mad because you still have a fever. You're mad because you still have a fever? Tuli reached out her dirty hand lightly, trying to feel how hot my forehead was. I reflexively grabbed her hand and... I'm still sick. You'll catch it too. It's true. I'll be careful. Safe. By acting like I was worried about her, I could avoid things I didn't like. Okay. I managed to avoid getting touched by Tuli's dirty hand using the advanced social techniques of adults. She wasn't a bad older sister, but I didn't want her to touch me before getting clean. Or so I thought before looking down at my own filthy hands and sighing. I want to take a bath. My head's itchy. The moment I murmured that mine's memories informed me of the unfortunate truth. The best I could get was a bucket of water to dump over my head and a tattered rag to rub against myself. No, you can't call that a bath. Also, there's no toilet here. Just a chamber pot? Give me a break. Attention, whatever God put me here. I wanted to live somewhere more modern and convenient. Please, I need to read. I'm kind of bookless. Oh my god. Anyway. Okay, my environment was so bad that it honestly made me want to cry. When I was Urano, I lived in a very normal household. I never had any problems with food, clothing, or using the bathroom or getting books. This new life was a huge downgrade. I miss Japan. It was filled with so many wonderful things I took for granted. Soft washcloths, comfortable beds, books. But no matter how much nostalgia I felt, I had no choice but to live in this new world. Crying wouldn't get me anywhere. I had to teach my family the value of cleanliness. As far as I could tell from memories, mine was a weak little girl who often had fevers and ended up bedridden for days at a time. Most of her memories involved the bed. If I didn't improve my environment, I would probably be dead before long. I could imagine from the poor conditions I was put in while sick that it would be ideal to avoid needing medical attention at all costs. I need to clean up this room and figure out how to take baths ASAP. I am the kind of lazy person that avoided chores as much as possible, even with convenient modern electronics. I cared more about reading books than helping my mom. Am I gonna be able to live here? Am I gonna be able to live here? I shook my head to get those thoughts out of my mind. No, like I said, it's a miracle that I got reincarnated at all. I need to be more positive. How lucky. I need to read books I don't even know exist on Earth. Oh, I get to read books that don't even exist on Earth. Okay, well, I'm getting enthusiastic again. First, in order to focus on reading books without worrying, I had to take care of my body. I slowly shut my eyes so I could rest as my consciousness faded into darkness. What is that noise? Okay, anyway. My consciousness faded into darkness. One thought dominated my mind. I don't care what it is, I just want to read a book as soon as possible. Whichever God put me here, please pity me and grant me a book. Also, this might be asking for much, but I want a library filled to the brim with books too. Well, good luck. That's gonna be a long while. Okay, that's chapter 1. Wow, that's crazy. You're 34% done with part 1, I guess. Okay. I'll read water. Okay, I'll read one more chapter and then I'll see how I feel. Maybe after each chapter I'll assess if I want to end or continue. But I would like to do this quite often. I'm going to try to do it again soon. I don't know if I can read through all 8 tonight. But I think I was reading pretty fast, like weirdly enough. Was my reading like okay? Was it good or no? One moment. Okay. And my phone. How do I get my phone to not do this? Hello, I'm back. Ooh, what is that? Oh, is it on the power button? That makes so much sense. Whoops. There's like a clip that goes on the phone fan. I think it was a little too close. There's really no other way though. So like, okay, there we go, that works. I'll take that. I don't know, it's probably gonna fall. Okay. Okay. Let's begin. Okay. As I thought. Okay, it's gonna fall. Okay. Just stay still, please. Oh my god. Oh, it is cold though. It works. At least the phone fan works. Okay, does that? Will that work? Or is it like a balancing act? Okay, hold on. Oh, that kind of works. Oh, okay. Oh, I could put it here. Does that work? Oh, whoops. Okay, you know what? Forget the phone fan. I'll just let my phone melt. It's fine. It did do its job though. Wow. I forgot about these little thingies. Okay. Let me continue. And also thank you. I am back. Exploring my home is the next chapter. 3 days had passed since I became mine. Those were 3 very intense days. I had survived several brutal battles I couldn't talk about without crying. First of all, I snuck out of bed to try and look around the house for books, but Mom found me and forced me to go back to bed. She got super mad. I tried several times to escape, but failed every time. Every single time, I got so bad that it got so bad that she put me back in bed every time she saw me. Unless I was using the bathroom. In the end, I didn't get any chances to look for books. Not only that, but even though using the toilet was the only freedom offered to me, it too ended up as a terrible struggle. The bathroom in this place was a chamber pot in the corner of the bedroom. To make matters worse, mine apparently couldn't use the toilet on her own before now. So I had to relieve myself while a family member watched. No matter how much I screamed, "I can do it on my own. Don't watch." Nobody budged. They got mad at me and asking what I'd do if I got pee everywhere. I ended up using the pot while crying, and believe it or not, Tuli complimented me. "Wow, mine, you've gotten really good at this. Soon you'll be able to do it on your own," she said. I could appreciate that she was happy for her little sister growing up, but my pride and dignity and self-respect as a human being were in tatters. By the way, not only did my family relieve themselves in a chamber pot, but even dumped it right out the window. Unbelievable. What's a chamber pot? What is it? Do I want to look that up? Also, guys, I'm getting like a tiny bit eepy. It is like midnight. Chamber pot. So what does that look like? Well, it looks so lovely. It's something you wouldn't poop in. I won't. Anyway, they're like, it looks like a decorative pot. Some of them have a handle, and then some of them have like a I'd imagine where you put your, it's kind of like a little. Oh, this one's attached to a chair. This one's wooden. I'm assuming it looks more like this one because the other ones look more antique and fancy. Yeah, so it's like a wooden toilet with a hole in a chair. Interesting. I mean, that's just basically a toilet without the water and all that, I'd imagine. Most toilets are wood, I don't think. Since my original dad had died when I was young, I didn't really understand how to interact with a father. Although mine's memory told me I loved him, I could only see him as a mean-looking, muscular guy. He was super strong thanks to working as a soldier, and all my resistance was crushed before his might. 3 days of consistently losing to my family resulted in my young maidenly heart and sense of shame getting torn to shreds. I'm a young girl. My family has to take care of me. This is how things have to be. If I don't think that, I'll just die. I can't take this any longer. This life is too much. Or so I screamed in my head, but there really was no helping my situation. Even if I ran away from home, a weak and sickly girl like me wouldn't be able to do anything on her own. I just end up running through the streets in search of a shower, screaming in horror amid the waste raining from above, until I eventually died miserably of hunger. Although it may have sounded like I expected nothing but failure here, it wasn't that wasn't the case. I had my own small victories. For example, after being able to bear my own filth, I asked Tuli to wipe my body over with a warm cloth each day, and she accepted. I mean, if I'm going to get stripped away, why would I not have her wipe me clean? I passed the point of shame here. I wonder if people of this world have something against wiping each other's bodies. Tuli looked at me really weirdly each time she did it, but it felt great. The hot water in the bucket ended up filthy the first day, but lately it's always ended up a lot more clear. That said, my head was still itchy, and I knew we didn't have any, but I wanted shampoo. Oh, I knew we didn't have any, but I wanted shampoo. What is it? Oh, that's music. There was something else, that I managed to get, too. A stick to keep my hair together. I asked for the wooden stick to keep my long straight hair from being everywhere, and Tuli actually carved one out of a piece of wood for me. Well, the first thing I did was find Tuli's doll and ask if I could snap its leg off, which made her cry. I do feel bad about that, but to be fair, even though it was precious to her with pieces carved out of wood by Dad and clothes sewn by Mom, it kind of just looked like a cheap toy to me. I didn't know it was so important at a glance. Anyway, I rolled my hair into a bun, and Tuli told me that only adults wore all of their hair up like that, so I settled on a half-up hairstyle. This world's culture sure is different. I was stuck humiliating myself every day, so the only thing I left for me to do was getting on my 2 feet and improve things. However, I could, to that end, improve things however I could. To that end, I needed books. The first step to improving my life, excuse me, the first step to improving my life here would be getting books. With books, I wouldn't mind spending my whole life in bed, and I could deal with the harsher aspects of life. I could and I would. So I decided to explore my home today through any means necessary. I hadn't read any books in a long time, and withdrawal symptoms were getting slow. Withdrawal symptoms were beginning to show. It wouldn't be long before I started screaming, "Books! Give me books!" Wah, wah. My heart, I loved her. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I thought of that. That's an old ass meme. Anyway. Books, give me books. While sobbing and flailing. Mine, are you asleep? Tuli opened the door and popped her head in. After seeing that I was still quietly laying in bed, she nodded to herself in satisfaction. Why didn't she just dream of books? Like dream up a book in her head and read the book in her head, you know? I don't know if that's how that works. Over the past 3 days, I had constantly snuck out of bed after waking up. Wait, am I at the right spot? Okay. Over the past 3 days, I had consistently stuck out of bed after waking up and tried looking for books, so both Mom and Thule, who had been taking care of me most of the time, were completely on guard. Thule in particular was desperate to keep me in bed while Mom was at work throughout the day, since she had been entrusted with babysitting me. My small body was incapable of beating Thule, no matter how hard I tried to run away. One day I'm going to one day I'm gonna ascend out of here. What was that line? I just said that I can't wait to grow up. Truly, naturally not noticing the true intent behind my sugar-coated words, gave a troubled smile. You'll get a lot bigger once your sickness goes away. You're sick all the time, so you barely eat. Sometimes people think you're 3 years old, even though you're already 5. What about you, Thule? I'm 6 years old, but a lot of people think I'm 7 or 8, so I think I'll be okay. We were born a year apart, and there's this much of a difference between us. Looks like my ascension might end up being a little harder than I thought, but I won't give up. I'll clean this place up and eat carefully and get healthy in no time. Mom went to work, so I'm going to go wash the dishes. Don't get out of bed, okay? No matter what, you won't get better if you don't sleep. And if you don't get better, you won't grow. I had been acting nice for the past day in order to loosen up Thule's guard, quietly waiting in bed for the moment she left. Okay, I'm going. Be good while I'm gone. Okay. I gave Thule the answer she wanted, and she shut the door. She shut the bedroom door. Okay. Now hurry up and leave. I quietly waited for Thule to gather the dishes into the basket and take them outside. I didn't know where she washed them, but I knew she generally went outside for 30 minutes when doing so. Our home didn't have water, so I could extrapolate that there was a shared source of that there was a shared source of water outside somewhere. I heard the click of the lock and then listened to Thule's footsteps disappeared down the steps. Okay, it's hunting time. Thule's definitely old enough to have a few picture books around this place. I'll find some books in no time. Once I start looking, definitely no way there's a house without books in it. I probably won't be able to actually read the book, but I'll be able to imagine what's going on from the pictures and I guess what the words mean. Once Thule's footsteps had completely vanished, I stealthily slipped out of bed and winced a little after my feet touched the floor. It was covered in dirt and felt grimy. My family had made it filthy. Walking around with their dirty shoes. And although I dreaded walking on it with my bare feet, Thule had taken away my clog-like wooden shoes to prevent me from going anywhere. I had no choice. Well, finding books is more important than keeping my feet clean anyway. The bed, which I had been locked in for days due to my unrelenting fever, had a basket beside it filled with children's toys made from wood and straw, but no books. It would be a lot easier for me if they were just in here. I could feel the dirt rubbing against the bottom of my feet. each time I walked, it was normal in this family to keep shoes on in the house, so I knew nothing would come from me complaining. I knew it, but I couldn't help myself. Would someone bring me a broom and a rag, please? Naturally, no one responded to my call. Neither a broom or a rag magically appeared from nowhere. Am I already in trouble? To me, the biggest hurdle to exploring the house was the bedroom door. I could kind of reach the doorknob if I stretched and really, really hard, but actually turning it was a lot harder than expected. Oh yeah, there's illustrations every now and then in this book. I'll show you guys illustrations when they pop up. Let's see. My hands were... Where did I leave it? So how much of the chapter is left? Oh, okay. I looked around the room for something I could step on and noticed the large box that contained my clothing. I would have no problem moving it back in my Urano days, but my hands were so small now that I couldn't make it budge no matter how hard I pushed. I couldn't make it budge no matter how hard I pushed. I thought about turning the toy-filled basket upside down and standing on it, since I was so small anyway. But I was probably heavy enough that it ended up being crushed. I need to grow up fast, so there's so many things I can't do in this body. I looked around the room, and after thinking about what I could move, settled on balling up my parents' comforter to use as a stepping stool. I would hate putting my own comforter on this dirty floor, but as my parents were used to living in this filth, I'm sure they wouldn't mind me using theirs. Definitely. Sorry, Mom. Dad, there's nothing to do if books are on the line. Oh, there's nothing I wouldn't do if books were on the line. Even if it means getting yelled at later. Oof. I got on the balled up comforter and somehow managed to turn the doorknob using all of my body weight. The door opened with a creak towards me. Okay, so here's the illustration. I wonder if I saved these already. Will it take me to the part I was on? Okay, I'm at like third. There we go. Okay. Can I put this on screen? Okay, I'll try to read as I do this. The door opened with a creak towards me. What? I had been pulling down on the handle with my entire body weight, and the door shot towards me. I hurriedly let go before it hit me in the head, but it was too late. I fell backwards and rolled down the balled up comforter before hitting the floor with a loud thump. Ow. I stood up holding my head and saw that at least the door stayed open. This head pain is a means to to a noble end. I slipped into the open crack and shoved the door all the way open. Sliding my parents' comforter across the floor, I looked at the part of the floor that had suddenly got cleaner, but I pretended I didn't see anything. I had intended to make the comforter that much. I hadn't intended to make the comforter that much dirtier. I'm really, really sorry. Oh, it's the kitchen. I left the bedroom and saw that there was a kitchen right outside it. Well, it wasn't exactly fancy enough to be called a kitchen. It was like a place you could choose to cook, but wouldn't really want to. Okay, here we go. We'll call these like illustration. Guys, I'm really sleepy. So I might end. I don't know, I'm so sleepy. Okay. Is the image on screen? No. There it is. Okay. So next time there's the next one, I'll put it like right here. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow night, okay? I'm sleepy. But thank you for joining me tonight. Well, yeah. Sorry, I was reading that message there. No, I have not. That does sound like an interesting sensation though. Alright. Good night. Thank you for joining me. This is good. So the strategy is maybe 2 or 3 chapters and then break, and then like one or two more, and then end. So some of the chapters are definitely smaller than others, so we'll see. We'll see. But thank you. Thank you. Okay. Good night. Good night. Get to rest. I'll see you soon.